Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode, I believe, 9 of the High Soapbox. I am joined by Mr. Malik. You pronounce your name Rondo, right?
Sometimes I use Rondo. I mean, you can do like my official one, which is like Malik Irvin, but on like Facebook, it's Malik Rondo.
Got it. So we'll go with Rondo to stick with your anonymity.
Okay.
So Malik is an old friend of mine from school. He has gone on to greener pastures and better colleges at this point, though the social
I wouldn't call it greener, but it's more expensive, I can tell you that.
And the social scene, I'm guessing, isn't as, what's a good word? Oh yeah, just good.
It's very one note, in the most polite way.
How many people in each one of your classes do you think are the type of people that think mayonnaise is spicy?
I would say 60%.
Ooh, that's rough. Got some Hockessin kids out there.
Well, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people from like all over the country, mostly like the Midwestern states that are here.
I mean, like objectively, UD is one of the better schools in the country, so it makes sense. But you told me before we started to just ask you any question, and you were fine with whatever it is.
Go ahead.
So here's your curveball before I ask you the real question.
All right.
How many people have you sent nudes to?
Oh.
Do you want the real one now?
I mean, I could answer it.
No, go ahead. I know you're fine. No, I know your methodology to make sure everything's okay.
Honestly, I don't keep track of like sending pictures because, like, honestly, it's well over, I say, 200.
I mean, I will say out of all the dumb things I've ever done in my life, the one thing I've never done is sent a naked picture or a dick pic to anybody.
Well, see, what you do is you make sure that personal markings as well as your face is cut out of it, so they can't really say that it's you.
This is true. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a computer programmer. I'm well aware that once something is turned into ones and zeros, it's not good. And just for the people listening at home, yes, there's a lot. The noise you hear in the background is on Malik's end. It's just he wasn't able to find a quiet enough place to record the podcast just because of the nature of life.
And all the quote unquote quiet places are like study zones, so you wouldn't hear me talking and being like my normal self. So this is as close as you got.
Well, it's better. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the reason I'm doing this at 3 as opposed to noon. Is where I'm currently sitting is usually a zoo, and loud and obnoxious. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you just from before we get into more juicy details. I wanted to talk to you on a business type of thing. You started a little bit of a personal brand as a beauty guru. How's that going, by the way?
It's actually doing pretty well. I mean, I just don't have the money to start filming, but right now it's just more like organizing everything together. So like grabbing more products, saving money for a camera, ring light.
What kind of cell phone do you have?
iPhone XR.
Yeah, you have the camera. It's on your phone.
I mean, yes, I know, but I want to actually have a camera, like actual nice camera to take like studio photos, as well as other different types of things with it. Not just.
I'm sorry, they have their apps for that. You know.
I know. I just personally want a camera myself.
Can I tell you something? There were a lot of people who wanted to do a podcast. A lot.
That is true.
And you know what? I got tired of waiting on people, and I just did it because I wanted to do it. And this is just like, I mean, I'm now paying my own bills. I've got a business I run a business that's paying my bills.
Bam.
What I used to do before I got to this point, because it was scary, was I would make up excuses as to why I'm not doing the things I want to do. You can do all the things you want to do. You can. I mean, if I mean, you know what was stopping me from doing a podcast? I thought I needed equipment. I thought I needed to have the person present. I thought I needed all these.
Oops, someone's calling you.
Nope, it is a 240 number, and I know that is a robocall.
Ooh.
But the point is you have everything at your disposal to get started, and most importantly, you have your personality, which is like a drives monster.
Right, I get it.
So what I would expect is start on Instagram because YouTube is a pain in the ass to get started on. You know, I mean, you've got to, and aren't you already verified on Instagram?
No, I wish I was.
Well, you've got, how many followers do you have?
1,117.
1,117. Yeah. Start doing a daily story. I know that the beauty part of it is important in you, and you will get to it. But at the end of the day, you as a person have the sort of magnetic personality that will just make people want to watch in the first place.
Oh, thanks.
The only thing stopping you from giving James Charles a run for his money right now is the fact that you haven't gotten off your ass and done it.
Yo, that high heel just made me so mad.
But it's just that, like, for me, I just want to start it out right.
Yeah, I know, but it's at the end of the day,
I could easily start it right now and it'd be subpar. I would rather start it comfortably and just be like, I'm comfortable with what I'm putting out right now.
I get that. I mean, my podcasts are, I think I do them because I love them. You know, it's the quality of them depends on the person, depends on the other person's internet connection. It depends on a lot of things, but I love it. And at the end of the day, just getting off your ass and doing it sometimes is the only thing. Like, not getting off your ass and doing it is sometimes the only thing standing in your way of achieving what you want to accomplish.
And honestly, like, one thing that is like really making me excited about it is just like planning it, like putting things aside for it, saving up money for makeup because I don't have any anymore. I ran out, all my stuff expired. So like actually like grabbing the stuff to use for interviews and like having clients come in and all of that. Like
maybe you should start with daily vlogs. You know, I mean, the Instagram stories are a perfect medium for that. You know, they're temporary, and the things that are the videos that are popping, you can just put onto Instagram wholesale, but it'll allow you to get used to talking in front of a camera and do all those different things. I mean, was not aware that I sounded like a Smurf in real life.
I wouldn't say all that, but
I mean, it's nasally, it's high, it's annoying. I sound like I'm about to explain. I sound like my voice sounds like the type of guy who would explain quantum physics to a woman to turn them on. It's not attractive at all.
My God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Exactly. I plead the fifth.
Exactly. But either way, so moving on from yours and my life decisions, I want to talk about other people's.
Okay.
So, for those of you who aren't aware, Malik has a Instagram where people will confess. He tells them to confess something that they did. It's completely anonymous, and it is the most ratcheted ass shit you have ever seen. There is shade, there is betrayal, there is just, like, oh my God, girl, you're nasty. So it's all over the place.
Well, see, and the thing is, like, what I really wanted it to do to be was just something for someone to just vent out stuff. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like confess like your dirtiest laundry. Like, no.
Of course, but in that same vein,
like, people take it that like they're just dropping like literally like dirt, like the tea, and some of the people I know and others were completely random. people who just saw the confessions page take some wind, and they were like, "Oh, I got something to say." And I'm like, "I don't know you, but okay, shoot." And like they'll drop a whole bomb on me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
And I will say it is quite, and I respect you immensely for keeping all of these people A, anonymous, and B, not keeping any records of any of it.
Because the main issue, and like someone told someone that told my friend's boyfriend that told my friend that told me, yes, long train, but they said that they were going to fight me for some of the confessions and blah 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 because it was talking about me and blah 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 blah, all this other stuff.
Please, I pity the man. Please, I pity the man or woman that tries to fight you. You will fold their clothes with them still in.
Well, see, it's not even about the whole fighting thing. It's the fact that
The principle of somebody talked.
Well, not only that, but like everything is anonymous. That also means the content of the confessions. If someone says a name or says a really like specific detail, I'll black it out or tell them to say something different. So if you like come up to me and get mad for someone saying something else about a situation, you are just basically outing yourself about that particular confession.
Correct. It kind of protects you in a way from the repercussions of this, because nobody wants to admit to some of this stuff that they're a part of it, because social pressure is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've gotten all of that established, what have you gotten one recently?
No,
Have you got what was one of the last good ones you got?
Mm.
And do you have the tag for that Instagram, by the way?
Oh, so that Instagram is Mali, MALI _ Adrichem, ADRICHEM.
So I will have Malik text that to me afterwards, and I will put that in the description of this podcast for anybody interested in looking through that catalog.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to see like my like normal everyday like just life stuff and sometimes beauty stuff that I post up, follow my main Instagram, which is Mali, MALI _ Roux, ROUX _96.
Got it.
And I'll send all this to him after the podcast is done.
Lovely. Quick question though.
What's up?
So what is your opinion of, and I know it's way after the fact, but I always wanted to ask you about it. I just never did because we weren't like in contact like that at the time. What was your opinion of all that James Charles shit that went down a minute ago?
Oh my god. It's like, it's so much. It's so much. It was unnecessary. And it was like, at one point, you just didn't know what is real at that point.
Honestly, like, just looking through, like, I always gave credit where credit was due with someone like Jeffree Star in terms of the business acumen.
Oh no, that bitch is a business person. Like,
but that's the one thing about business. It's once you let personal shit creep into your business, like that's a problem. I mean, I keep business and personal completely separated.
But you also got to keep in mind on who you're talking about, because
that's true.
He
built his empire on drama.
Yeah, he was the master of controversy in media.
Yeah. Sorry about the
That's
static.
how he got his name out there, and it's just people are loud. But like, it's like that's how he got his business, and that's how he got like many people.
Is it windy outside?
It's a little bit, yeah.
All right, yeah, I was about to say, because if it wasn't windy, you could just step outside and like do that.
But it's like one of those situations where you you were built off of nothing but controversy and drama, and you use that as an access point to really like solidify your business, to do whatever. But the whole point is like he knew how to manipulate people in order
to get what he wants.
Get to.
So just for clarity, like he's hitting a Wi-Fi snitch right now, so hence why he's coming through a lot late.
And
give him a second. He'll rubber band back in a second. Malik?
It's genius. I can't be mad at him. Yeah, the
and
Wi-Fi here is a little.
Can you hear me now?
Ugh. I hate this.
All right, yeah, you heard me the rubber band thing I said, right? Yep. All right, you're back.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, this school is like for some reason the main Wi-Fi in the school
Are you moving
is
around?
in and out. No, it's just the server that is on has been acting weird for like the last
Welcome
week.
to college Wi-Fi. Yeesh.
But like this particular link was not that bad.
Yeah.
It's just this year.
It always happens. Oh man, you know what's weird about the school where we're at, like Del Tech? They got a new TV in the cafe. The departments are all being shuffled around. People are losing jobs and shit. And yet they still haven't fixed. The ceilings in the cafeteria. And I think I saw ants today again.
Oh.
I also know that they still don't change the fry grease every day.
Yeah, like they only do it like once a week.
No, they do it every 3 days now, but like, not once. I remember I had a joke once I said where like if you wanted to like do a terror attack at the school, you don't shoot anybody, you just poison the fry grease.
Honestly.
You just poison it.
That's the fastest way to do it.
You poison it the day before. We poison it the day of that. The day they're set to dump it, and then it's dumped, and like nobody knows what happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but
Lord.
yeah, so back to James Charles and both of them.
Yeah.
Like it all started out with
he's
like
my
something
age.
very.
He's like 22.
Yeah, not even.
He's a boy.
But like he started out very genuine and all that other stuff. Well, I'm not even say that. Like when Tati Westbrook was talking about why she did like her Bi Sisters video and everything, everybody believed her because let's be real, when a white woman is crying, everyone suddenly believes her, right? So, like what happened afterwards was basically all of pop culture went into a whole riot. And people are just like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And like they started to believe her and everything. But like this third party.
Also, and you got to remember, I like in Jeffree Star, third party, but I mean, at least to an outsider like me, James Charles is not doesn't come off as a likable person.
He's not. Like from what I've observed and what from other people have been saying, like he's not like the greatest person, and he's like drunk off of his power.
He's like a gay Paul brother.
Yes, that's a good example. Like there was this one situation, still along the lines of everything that was going on. I mean, like I don't even know where to start. It's just so much to unpack with this. It's like with the problems with him as a model that he was talking to and whatnot, who was in the closet, and like his obsession over converting straight guys, and then there was a whole point of like betraying Tati's trust and went to her competitor's brand, like supplement brand. Just for extra seats, or not extra seats, an extra pass at Coachella.
That to me sounded a little iffy. It's like, why would he, like, even if things were rocky between them, I don't understand why he would go to a competitor over her, especially given the gap in their subscriber count.
Well, that and also just like naturally how he was treating people, and there was like a whole mentorship thing, and he just threw all of it out the window. However, the situation gets a little bit more muddy where like Jeffree Star comes out of left field, basically joining the bandwagon, knew that he was wrong, or he got put in his spot and whatnot, and had to do an apology video saying that everything he said was wrong, he was in a dark place, blah, blah, blah. Like, all these influencers keep saying that they're in a dark place. They only say that because they got caught, and
Right,
so
well,
they use mental health as a defense mechanism.
A get out of jail free card, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who knows? It might be true that they were in a dark place, but they'll be using it way too much for that to happen like back to back to back like this.
But I mean, I think I understand why Jeffree Star came out of nowhere. And that, like I said, I'm not a part of the beauty. Like my outfit consists of a black hat, a black t-shirt, jeans, and boots. Like I'm not a fashion. I'm like the only time I get fashionable is when I have to go convince old white dudes to give me money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I could go put on a monkey suit. You know, so at the end of the day, and I don't know the difference between a contour and a foundation. So I kind of understand why Jeffree Star would jump in the middle of this, because it makes perfect business. Somebody who has built his brand on drama and something that has eclipsed the beauty community, where a lot of drama, from what I've heard, doesn't really happen as much as it used to, or at least at the level of severity, breaches into the mainstream, at least mainstream by YouTube standards. Of course he's going to jump in, because why wouldn't he?
Because he has so many people, it has caused what I feared was going to happen to the beauty community, in which it oversaturated it with nothing but drama, meaning that you can't get big in the community without some sort of controversial thing that's happening to you.
Well, I mean, how many beauty gurus can you have before the market's already saturated?
I mean, it's already saturated to begin with, but now it's all saturated with problematic people.
Right. You don't have people with sense in there.
Like I don't know if you paid attention to the whole Jaclyn Hill debacle a couple weeks ago.
I watch a lot of Philip. Most of what I know about YouTube news comes from Philip DeFranco, so if he covered it, I'd probably.
Well, there was literally like a public health issue with her lipsticks.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. We're getting sick. It was moldy and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, how in the hell are you gonna purposely? And I think she knew this whole time.
Well, also you got to remember, brands like CoverGirl and all these different beauty brands are looking at these beauty influencers for their next generation of buyers. You know, it's like the YouTube and internet personalities, even some of the oldest heads of the block, are acknowledging that these internet influencers hold the key to the attention span of the next generation. You know, so it's in a business.
I mean, it's in their name. They're influencers. They're influencing the community.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't give a fuck about Hollywood. I have a thing on my website on my merch site called a brand that I made called the Pokemon Plushie Adoption Agency. Where I literally would give a cute little Bulbasaur or Charmander or a Mew plushie or whatever, and give them this Bulbasaur was found in a dumpster, it needs a home, and $10 30 days later, it comes to your door to all squishy, full of adorable.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. But
that would be great. Thank you.
No problem. But I mean, it is in part like, God forbid the Pokemon company, like Nintendo sends me a cease and desist letter. I'm sending that straight to the Angry Joe Show or the Jimquisition or any other independent games journalist, and just
Right.
letting them run with it, because you want to know what will happen?
Well,
I blow up.
yeah, because that's clout at that.
Right, and you know what else? I might gain notoriety by somebody if it does happen. Somebody will come back. Somebody will eventually come back to, like, say, five podcast, hear this, and be like, "Oh, he did this deliberately," and I'm like, then I get even more clout from certain people. Now, there will be a negative connotation to my name, but then, like, the news cycle will re-up. You know?
Well, you also gotta keep in mind that, like, any publicity is good publicity.
I mean, look at Coca-Cola back in the '80s when, like, they had they had Magic Hand promotion where they had made 100,000 Coke cans with little devices inside, basically, that had, like, dollar bills and stuff you could win. And they had a obnoxious. They filled the can. They filled, like, to make sure the weight was still even across all the cans. They put a certain compound in there that was non-lethal, but it just stunk really bad. And and they just got, like, a lot of bad publicity all over the world because, like, this one kid, like, took a sip and said it tasted bad. They took him to the hospital. He was fine. He went home and he got a $5 bill. Problem is telephone effect, and 3 weeks later, Coca-Cola poisons 3-year-old in Birmingham Prefecture, or whatever, and ends up, like, on the news. And they end up having to recall everything, and but you know what's funny?
What?
Their stocks, they still sold a crap ton of cans.
All because of that media coverage.
Yep. I mean, arguably look at Donald Trump. I mean, I would say, looking back, I'm not surprised the fact that they put him in the news so fucking much. Jeb Bush didn't have a chance.
I'm about to say, like, if any of these other presidents has had media at their backing, they would. Who knew what the world would have been like now?
Well, here's I mean, honestly, Obama set himself apart from the pack in his primary process by saying, "Oh yeah, I'll negotiate with Korea," when everybody else said he wasn't. Ronald Reagan said, "I bought this microphone" at the first presidential debate. You know, it's like the presidents that have won have done something that set themselves apart from the pack, something outlandish, something against the grains, like,
or even using a controversial topic to get notoriety, like, going back to the whole beauty community. It's like this whole entire debacle boosted sales for Tati Westbrook's supplement brand, as well as gave a lot of media coverage for Jeffree Star and his company and stuff like that.
I mean, from what I'm aware of, Tati Westbrook still has more subscribers now than she did when this started.
Exactly.
Even though she lost a few million over the course of it. You know, so it really does depend. You know what I mean?
And it's just like now, kind of like that whole situation, step over people or cause some sort of outrageous, like, spin on things, or say something that's politically incorrect in order just to be noticed. Where, like, another huge controversy right now
you're cutting in and out.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. So maybe bring the mic a little closer to your mouth. I would appreciate it.
Is this good?
Perfect.
So, like, one thing that was really interesting about James Charles is that he had a bad habit of using other people's, like, makeup, like, styles and art and calling it his own.
So he was a copycat. He was a copycat.
Yeah, he was using other people's platform and everything in order to just, like, say, like, oh, this is my style, this is my art, and blah 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 blah, and people were being angry for it. Like people were like you could still like do someone else's art and just like be like, hey, this is who I got the look from. Like put their link in the bio, or just do a shout out in the video, something to show that
give credit.
Yeah, give credit. Like you don't have to say that like, oh, I copied off of the person, but don't just say that it was yours when you know good and well that it was someone else's.
Ooh, everything okay on your end? Your sound's getting a little scrambled.
I'm fine. I haven't moved from this one spot.
Hold on one second. Try disconnecting and reconnecting. Let's see if that fixes. Hold on, folks. And you give him one moment. He will return in a moment. For those who don't know, we do this. Welcome back.
Yes.
All right, it sounds a little bit better. Let's continue. So, as you're saying,
what was I saying?
You're just talking more about James Charles and stuff.
It's not just like with beauty influencers. It's just like the upper echelon of YouTube has this habit of using lesser known YouTubers content for their own and saying that it's their own and not paying homage to them.
So, let me check something. So, right now is before we there's the next topics. Right now will be, I think, is a good time for a brief break. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after these brief commercials. We're just going to take care of some business on our end. We will see you momentarily. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we are in 2. So we talked about some more drama-filled stuff. We talked about some business stuff, your opinions on that whole debacle with the beauty community. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was, the theme I had over the past few podcasts was gender in terms of like in dating and just how men and women are just raised to believe and act a certain way, and how really nobody really prepares boys or girls on how to act when trying to get somebody's attention or like talk to somebody in a way that's non-platonic.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. The one thing I didn't talk about it with was somebody who's part of the LGBT community.
That is true.
Because not only do you not have the like you weren't taught anything. You were in fact, for I think a good portion of it, at least from how society kind of like pressures you, you're kind of like incentivized not to be it. So it's like not only did you somehow got less information than we did.
Oh, I mean, I totally agree with that. Like, especially like.
I mean, it's easier for. I will say, it must be a little bit easier given the internet age, but it's still not ideal, I would say.
Well,
so I wanted to get your opinion on stuff like that.
Oh, I got you. So, from my point of view,
go ahead, yeah.
it's a lot of different things because, for me as a person, it's a little bit more difficult because of my gender expression. To you, audience, I'm gender fluid, so I bounce between being masculine and feminine.
He's flamboyant like a motherfucker.
Yes, but I still do have my masculine side, thank you.
Yes, you do. I've seen you strong-arm motherfuckers into doing exactly what you need them to.
But with that, it also puts me in this weird ambiguous space, even in the gay community, because like even in the gay community, they tend to This is just a blanket statement. I might not be completely accurate, but they tend to lean more towards the stereotypical man or very masculine tropes. Other than that, like you can really tell that like I don't really fit into any molds. I'm not like the typical thug. I'm not the 100% sissy boy. I'm not trans. I'm not like any of those like check marks or any of the categories that people look up on Pornhub.
And that's already compounding the identity crisis of being mixed.
Exactly. So, like, growing up, I was never, like, media-wise, ever shown healthy LGBT relationships. And if so, they were always white or women.
Right.
And so, like, not only that, but we were all taught such heteronormative just belief systems and stuff like that of like a power dynamic of who's the quote unquote man, who's the woman, and all this other stuff.
Who's the dominant, who's the submissive?
Yeah, who's dominant, who's submissive. When in reality, we all land on a spectrum, and sometimes we move around in the spectrum.
Well, I mean, let's be frank. In normal relationships, that dominant and submissive thing does have ebbs and flows even among heteronormative relationships.
Exactly. Like there are submissive people. There are like submissive people who take a more dominant role but still maintain that title.
But there's and at the same time there are still times where you are emotionally just done, and the other and even if you are normally a quote unquote dominant, you become submissive because you just need to be held.
Yes. So it's like not everything is like absolutes. Like, there's no such thing as absolutes, especially with the human race, because we all evolve and change and move over time. And as soon as we get new information and a new stimulus, we adapt to that new information, compile it with all the old information, and we change our outlook and change our trajectory. That's just how we live. So, with that in mind, of course, that will talk about your expression, your gender identity, your sexual orientation, and a lot of other stuff. Like, that will show, like, some people, their sexualities change over years. Some people, it's just natural.
Yeah.
Other times, some people just don't know, obviously.
Yeah.
So, like...
I had a conversation, I've been seeing... You know, I keep a pretty liberal circle, at least in terms of my online friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I've seen some people share is if you don't date trans women, you're transphobic.
No.
And right, and it's like one of the, it's just kind of like I always try to be on the side of what is going to end up being on the right side of history. You know,
right.
But and I think being an ally is that. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to make people's lives harder than they already fucking are.
But
it's
that.
But it's like, I mean, I like me personally, I like black women and Latina women.
You better get it.
I don't like trans women. No, that's not.
And people fail to realize that we have it, everyone has interests, everyone has types. However, it becomes an issue when you purposely treat them differently because of said title. So you can not be attracted to a trans woman and still be friends with them, still be cool with them and protect them or be by their side or support them just like any other marginalized group that you're around. It's just that you're just not attracted to them. Some people are. And
it's I will admit I was in a relationship with a white girl for about 10-ish 11 months.
And it's just and it goes back to what I said before. Things change.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I just met somebody who was amazing, loved her, and yeah, maybe the relationship didn't work out, like for a variety of reasons, but I didn't date. I didn't turn her down because of the color of her skin. I didn't date her because of the color of her skin. I dated her based on the content of her character.
Right.
Right,
That's what you're supposed to do, but most people don't.
right. It's like one of the things that I've kind of struggled with is I've seen some of my friends who might be more affluent, like might be affluent, look more like me.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to some of my other friends differently than how they talk to me. You know, like they might talk to some friends of mine who have a darker complexion than me, a different way, and I'm like, and it kind of aggravates me in a big way because they talk to me. We talk high level business shit, and they talk like my friend who is able to talk business. Him routinely talk. They talk to him like he's a child. It's quite frankly aggravating, and I don't understand. Like, and these guys they're liberal. They're not hateful people. I'm just like, it's one of those things that makes me realize there are problems with our society that are deeper than just our active thoughts.
Well, that, and also, like, I've always explained, like, the whole, like, liberal and conservative things as, like, sides to the same coin, meaning that, like, too much of one is still bad. Like, the ultra liberals and whatnot care way too much to a point where you're literally stifling people. And
Liberals were fighting conservatives for decades to loosen up free speech bias. Like, I mean, like, you know what Lenny Bruce and the Two Live crew have in common? What they have, like, they both fought for the ability for Americans to say whatever the fuck they wanted. You know, it's. I mean, Lenny Bruce was arrested and pulled off comedy stages for saying, like, basically what was effectively the precursor to George Carlin's 7 forbidden words.
Ooh.
You know? Yeah, and this was back in like the 40s and 50s. You know, and then Two Live Crew, like a judge said, if nasty is allowed to exist on the public airwaves, anything can.
That is true.
You know, both like I mean I've only been a hip hop fan for about 2 years, and I'm still stuck in the 80s and 90s. I'm sorry, I just don't having a real hard time getting to new shit.
I mean, no blame on you, because like that's kind of the best era of hip hop and R&B.
I'm sorry, Wu-Tang forever. So
yes.
Oh man, like I was listening to A Tribe Called Quest for a while, and then like through like the YouTube like algorithm and stuff, and then The Mystery of Chess Boxing came on from 36 Chambers, and I was done. That's it. I was like, oh, guess this is my new addiction.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so weird because like there's so many layers.
There is a lot of layers, but I mean, I'm not, and this is just a testament to your ability as a cosmetologist. Is that the correct? No, that's the wrong one. What's the?
I mean, I'm not certified, but that would be a goal. I mean, just say makeup artist.
You're not certified, but the skill you have is absolutely excellent. I mean, I've seen pictures of you when you've gone full drag, and you look legit like a girl. And isn't there a little story about somebody who are you okay telling that story?
What story?
About someone who fell in love with you while in form.
Oh, I have so many of those. Like,
so basically a straight guy thought you were a girl and you made out.
I don't usually go that far, but like
there are a couple times where you've been like had a little too much Henny and
Oh,
that
maybe not
fucking.
Henny. Like, Henny is like, I don't know. I never drank Henny like that. But anyways, there were a couple times where I was just normal. Like, I dressed in, like, how I normally dress. Like, t-shirt, cardigan, like, yoga pants. My hair was out. I was freshly shaven. But, like, no makeup, no nothing. I just looked like me. Very, like, ambiguous. And someone mistaken that for being a girl, and I didn't realize it until after I made out with him. And like he said to his friends, like that was the first time he made out with a black girl, and I was like, oh, "You never did."
Shade.
And like when like his friend, our mutual friend, like broke it down to him, he was cool with it. He was chill with it, but like anytime that I go out to like a party or a club or something like that, and I'm like full geesh, like full on woman, I
You're still
hate.
respectful of other people's boundaries.
Yes, and I hate that I have to preface every time I speak to someone new, but I preface them by saying that genetically I'm a man. I'm just put together very womanly. I'm not trans, but I'm goddamn gorgeous. So deal with that as you may.
Please, I know many a girl who wish they had your hips.
I have no hips.
More than some girls I've seen.
Oh my goodness.
Some bitches I've seen got back like Niagara Falls. Baby shark,
Oh,
baby shark.
but it's like it's one of those situations where like
Yeah.
I hate that I have to preface everything with like you're talking to a dude, but also without it I would be in a very very difficult situation.
And I kind of understand why. I've heard some gay friends of mine complain about that, or see complaints like that online. But it's like, it's. I understand how nice it would be to just go up to somebody, knowing what they are, knowing what you are, and being able
And
to
just
have that
be.
right. And I think sometimes, at least I think I take like people like heterosexual people like me take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of makes me kind of wistful, at least as it pertains to like how I like just empathy for my gay friends,
Mm-hmm.
that things like gay bars and lesbian bars are starting to go the way of the dodo. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yes, while they were originally places that were safe, where you could be yourself without worrying about getting shot, and people can now meet people in their daily day-to-day lives. There's still the problem of you have to preface that.
And it's just like I feel so exhausted each time that I do it, or not even that anymore. Now I just feel so like watered down to a point where like I just don't trust any or most physical interactions with guys in public, because I always have this preconceived idea that they are homophobic or they're racist or they
I've always found it interesting how people are more okay with lesbians than they are gay guys.
is because of that whole gender dynamic that we was talking about, and how
Yeah, I guess.
and how like it's more social, because everything is basically run by straight cisgender white men, and anything that diverges from their particular interests is technically quote unquote taboo and illegal.
Fair.
So with that particular mindset, anything that they are interested in will be highlighted even more. Like
I mean,
uh,
two women
literally
kissing is
are,
hot.
yeah, versus two men kissing. It's just like, what the hell is going on? Even though it's same thing, just
Right.
different gender identities. And
Well, like people. I've heard. You know, I had a long conversation with a young woman by the name of Naomi Harris on a previous podcast episode.
Oh, I know her. Nemo, right?
Yeah. When we were talking about like dating and feminism,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that and how you being somebody who's a person of color and somebody who's part of the LGBTQ community. Let's be frank, like the amount of time it took for people of color to rights in comparison to people who are gay is it's kind of like it's kind of breathtaking. It's
Honestly, I agree.
I mean a trans woman was on the cover of Vogue magazine. What was it? What was the name of the magazine Caitlyn Jenner was on? Now keep
I
in
think
mind,
it was Vogue.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't like Caitlyn Jenner for a variety of reasons. Most of them having to do with who she is as a person, to where like I just want to call her Bruce just out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like one of the things I was talking with her about is we as people who want to fight for others' rights, want to make this world a equitable place, have to I think us as liberals, especially the young people like us, people in the past have fought hard for protection, rights, and all these different things, but they've always had the mindset that I will probably not live to see what I'm fighting for. But I will set the groundwork so the next generation can get us to the finish. It's America is at a point, and this is I think a very controversial opinion that kind of sets me away from liberals. I think America is at a point where we are where they're more than ready to accept homosexual relationships as normal. If not, maybe for some people it might not be normal, but it's not something that like prevents them from going about their daily life. They're just like, okay, there's a gay couple next to me, who gives a shit, Which is really the first step towards true acceptance, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
And just when you look at it in context, part of it's and this is, and I'm about to say this, I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, and if I have, I kept it low key. I think separating, and this is just for me as an ally trying to win as much as possible and lay the ground and playing for the long game. I think all of the rights, all of the wins, all of the goodwill that the gay community has earned over the past 20, 30, 40 years to maintain this momentum and get just have gay and bi and all these different relationships normal and considered normal by American lexicon. Normal to me, normal to you, but it's not normal to some bumfuck in Wyoming,
Mm-hmm.
But being a family of color in Wyoming is normal. It's like color of their skin really doesn't matter too much. Yes, there's obviously institutional racism like that, but nobody's trying to run people out of town anymore like they were in the 50s, 60s. I mean,
it's like the whole intersectionality thing where you have to, like, there's some people who had to sacrifice one dimension of their personality in order to get access to something for the other. But when you start to accept all the angles of your personality, you realize that you're kind of in the best/worst position ever.
But the point I was trying to make was, because I know I talk a lot, I don't think America is ready yet to embrace transgender people.
Oh, and I'm thinking like it's also one thing that is really promoting like trans people, especially trans people of color, forward so much is like the show Pose.
But you got to remember, gay people of color still haven't had their
They haven't had their
either.
moment yet either, and I
So
agree.
it's like I kind of think it's like given how how dynamic your gender fluidity is, I am hesitant to say it, you know, but I also think like so like consolidating our gains as progressive, you know, and not pushing too far. Well, like if you push too far, people push back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like as much as I care about the trans issue, it's just I'm looking at it not in a 5 to 10 year turn. I'm looking at it in a 50 to 60 year.
Well, and that's why I said that, like, even for marginalized groups, it's also up to us to open the floor for conversation and dialogue to break
And
down
not
the
shutting it
preconceived.
down either.
Exactly, to like open the floor up for discussion and conversation, to break down the preconceived ideas of others and like the ideas that they're going for, and just education, teaching them how, and just teaching them how to be whatever in that marginalized group.
I think
And
people like the Proud Boys, I think Roger Stone, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro, Steve Crowder, I think all of these people are objectively wrong in their worldview. They they are a lot of their views are inherently based on the desire to see just a resurgence of gender norms being what they were 30, 40 years ago, seeing people of color being submissive to white people again. Just not.
mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of positives in a lot of views. You know, there are a couple
It's so
exceptions.
manufactured. It's so
Right.
old school. Like
But
you,
but you know what? But you know what you got to do? They're
what?
bad ideas. Gotta be bad ideas with good ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like with those dynamics and everything, like not only the marginalized groups have to open the door for people to talk, but it's also up to the other people to take in that information and start applying it for the next time so they don't mess up in the future.
I agree. I mean, you can.
It's a cyclical relationship. Like everybody plays their role in it, but we all have to be open minded and wise to the information that is brought to us, because it we can't regress.
We can't. I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, with the way things are going, we're going to be living in toxic waste balls anyway. So we might as well make life as good as it here.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. On a more lighthearted note, who's so who did so who have you so give so do you have a mindfuck story as in like mindfuck somebody so bad recently?
As far as what?
As far as just being incidents of pure wit on your part to where like a person just shut their mouth because they're being stupid and talking.
I think just like me being who I am just naturally causes that to happen. Like I'm pretty sure you've noticed it too when I was at Del Tech.
Every white girl wants to have you as their gay best friend.
That too. So those fruit flies, but like also, just like me walking around and being who I am and all this other stuff, you could see some of the people just look over with confusion, where like they look at one angle of me, see a woman, another angle they see a man, and then when they look straight on, they're like, "This isn't completely right."
They're like, who the fuck is this kaleidoscope motherfucker?
Yeah, like it's just like I think that's like an ongoing mind fuck for a lot of people, because it's like you see me in one way and you expect me to be in that one way for, I say, like a long period of time, and then the next minute I'm dressing like a whole dude, or the next minute I'm full woman, or the next moment I'm like right in the middle and you don't know what the hell's happening.
Right.
But like I would say that like I get the most mindfuckery stuff when I am at a predominantly straight environment. So like a bar, like not like a gay bar, but like a regular like straight bar or something like that.
Like something on Main Street.
Yeah, something like Old Main Street. Like they would see, like I'll just be out with my girlfriends and everything, drinking, having a good time, and I'm twerking, acting a fool. And then like some guys are just like, yeah, I like that, and then they look and they're just like, wait a minute, this isn't completely right. But like it hasn't happened now because we as like our generation has become more tolerant, but definitely it has happened a lot more when I was younger.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I personally have a lot of reservations about about the main campus for a variety of reasons. I mean, I've always described UD as a mayonnaise Wonder Bread sandwich with a few black peppercorns in it. just so the federal government doesn't come down on them for being racist.
Well, and that's was really weird because I did RA training for 2 weeks, and even though there were still majority white people as RAs, there was more mixture of people in the overall res life community, which is really impressive. Like seeing people who are Latin, Asian, or Mexican, or Pacific Island, people way up north, people way down south, people who identify with disabilities. Like you get to see a wide range of people, even gender expressions. Even though there's not many of us, but like there were so many like different people that when school year started, which was yesterday, and you saw like a whole flood of generally the same people, it's like I had another culture shock.
You know, I hope someday, I hope one day we get to a point as a culture where people just don't have opinions about other people, because one of the things I'm not thrilled. I mean, I'm not taking classes this semester because money's tight and I gotta hustle, But I'm here at the school because when you run a small business and you can work from home, things tend to get lonely. So hence why I'm here. But one of the things I didn't miss being here is the drama. People complaining about little nothings that have no credence over the rest of their life. Yeah, like things like the confessions and talking about drama. They're interesting and fun, and like hearing people talk about, it's like, I like like he thinks that it's my baby, but it's actually his best friend's, and I didn't tell either of them. Like shit like that is like funny to like hear.
I think that was actually one of them.
Yeah, I know, and it's more, and the fact that it's like that kind of situation is more common than you would fucking think. Like that's why I used it, but because things like that are considered quote unquote juicy, but being a part of it sucks. And honestly, I mean, there's a certain people in my life that I haven't seen them like who I mean. When I tell people private shit, I tell them it in confidence. You know, so when I find out somebody else knew who was never supposed to know, it was told me after we worked shit out that she was going to use it as to get back at me for something I did, which I didn't do, because somebody used my name for some shit, because of course they fucking did. Like, that's already so fucking that's already so fucking complicated. I'm just like, why not just cut all of those people out of my life?
I agree with that.
And I do. It's just, I'm at a point where my desire is to build a business and make money. I'm not gonna.
And one good thing about like this whole like situation and everything is that like you kind of have a lot of power just to make your choices. Also, using like one thing that like crossed my mind while you were talking was like people keep thinking that I'm going to use this information as leverage. I was like, no, I don't have the time to be using this as leverage towards people. Like, I'm literally doing this. So one, let you get shit off your chest because no one is able to freely talk ever anymore. And two, it's for entertainment for other people. It's anonymous. It could be anybody.
I mean, it's no different than just going on something like Tumblr or 4chan or one of those other sites and posting about it.
Good example. Like, other than that, like for me, anything that I say, I say with the expectation that someone's going to tell someone else about it. So like if I'm telling someone something about myself, I should be okay on the off chance that someone tells someone else about it. Like, granted, that's fucked up if you did, and I know what type of person you are if I did, but generally across the board, I don't really care. Like, most times, if not all the time, when I meet someone new, I preface like our interaction with, ask me any question, no matter how rude, how slanderous, or how taboo.
By the and honestly, that's kind of how I look at things. I mean, I do have like one person as like my designated shrink who I talk to all the time, who's like never, like, even if we got bad, they wouldn't talk shit, because why would they? There's no point at that point if they cut me off, you know.
Right.
But I mean, I want to ask. But the last thing I want to ask before we wrap this up, and you plug all the things you're working on and things you want to promote, and just do all that, is you being somebody who, like, I as a person am not a very, I don't make very intimate relationships with people, especially of somebody I'm in love with.
I'm right.
I was in a relationship with somebody that, and you know who it is because you've met her and stuff in real life. But I mean, she, you know, at the end of the day, she wasn't happy anymore. And yes, the problems we had, we could have talked about and fixed them, but she didn't want to do that. She just wasn't happy. And you know, at the end of the day, when her happiness is paramount, period.
But so is yours.
Right, it is, but at the end of the day, it's. I know it's a foolish question to ask, but how do you fix your heart when it's broken? Because it's been approaching almost 2.5 months at this point since that happened, and to this day, I still don't have. I've chatted with some girls. I've had conversations, and it's fine, but it gets to a certain point where I'm just like, this hurts.